Excuses, excuses.
All right, I'll do the recap, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Last I remember, um, well, we kind of just woke up, After I don't, I forgot how we started in the beginning, but yeah, we woke up and I was feeling kind of sweaty and sore. So I thought it was nothing. I thought it was just like just like bad resting and whatnot, because I'm not so used to sleeping outdoors. So Barian and Baller were talking about like how I'm probably sick because Baller remembered that I ate uh, a type of poisonous fruit or berries, and I didn't believe him, so I thought he was just kind of messing with me. Then he finally convinced me, and I did a lay on hands on myself and got better ish.
Oh wait, actually, that's a good point. I'm gonna let you finish your thing, and then we'll take like 5 minutes just so you guys could read your character sheets again. Make sure you know it.
Right. Okay. Lay on hands on me, and
No
then
rush, no rush.
right. I did that, and then we saw the fire, so we started to make haste to get there as quickly as possible because it was like Tiala was giving us a choice of like either like should we wait for nightfall and try to follow us to his lair, or should just go after it right now. We all agreed to just go for it right now and take care of it. So we went and we saw that it was being attacked by owl bears, which we never seen before. And we were talking while the owl bears were fighting the chimera. We were talking about like, okay, what do we do? What do we do? And battered as he is, he just like fuck the talking and just charges in. I follow afterwards, and shit. I don't know. I mean, we fight. Peller almost goes down. We rope the chimera. Try drag it. Well, drag it like for it doesn't fly away and gets away, which we did. He almost got away when he used his fire breath and took out all the rope. I used my channel divinity, which I gotta remember that I don't have one anymore right now, to make it stop. And Vistra was sort of like arguing with Root because he didn't come to her as she instructed him to, and she told him just throw your javelin, which he did and went for the head and fell to the ground. I was in shock. Try to heal it, no results. That's that. No.
Anybody else? Who's next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
Valor.
Oh,
Oh,
Wait, who's
I'll
going?
All
I'll
three of
go.
us.
Valor killed everyone.
Valor killed everyone. No. Well, kind of. Alright, so we caught up with the Chimera. Um, wasn't much that happened between when we ended the last session and when we caught up with the Chimera. Then once we get there, we see these four owlbears, and we kind of freak out. And the plan goes to shit, basically. Um, Valor runs to the enemies, pretty typical Valor move, and then Zavala goes to help him. They end up just fighting the bears mostly because the Chimera just flies away. Um, and then while it's flying, everyone else attacks it, tries to grapple it and all that. Eventually, two of the bears I think die, and the other two try to attack the people in the back, which is consists of um, Varian and Tiala. So they kind of get um, distracted by that, but also they at the same time they try to hold the ropes. Zaval also tries to help with that, and Balor eventually comes down, which ends up with the whole Vistra thing, telling him, "Come back here so I can." Well, yeah, her plan was to make him fly, so he can go ride the chimera in the air. But he didn't listen. Um, Eventually, the other two owlbears die. I think Beller killed like all of them. Might be wrong.
All but
Um,
one.
okay, all but one. So that happened. Let's see. Yeah, so then the visitor said, just throw your javelin because he wasn't doing anything else. So he did that. I guess the idea was throw the javelin to, grapple it, but it was just too powerful. End up killing it, right hitting in the dragon head. Um, the brain matter came out, I guess, out of the dragon head, so just kind of fell off the sky with the snake on top of it. Um, let's see. Then everyone was like, "Oh shit, well it's dead." And then Zavala goes to help. Didn't work. Um, Vistra goes to help. We don't know the results. Probably didn't work. And yeah, we just kind of right now we're just waiting to see if the spare the dying works, and if it doesn't, then figure out what we're gonna do. That's it.
It's very good. You go ahead and take your inspiration.
All right.
Who's up next?
Valor.
Go for it.
So, what I remember was the beginning. Zavala was poisoned. Valor knew the results, but he was kind of not scared, but he just didn't want to tell her. He didn't want to have an argument with her like always, so he kind of went to Berryman, told him he was trying to convince Berryman to tell her to play rock, paper, scissors. Balor lost, so Balor had to go tell her. She, like, she didn't believe him, but then she healed herself and she felt better. Then we found the Chimera, the forest and everything, and we saw these owl, I mean, owl bears, four of them surrounding it, and none of us knew what they were besides Viscera, and she told us. And Balor didn't really listen. He just charged forward, trying to kill all the owl bears because he wants to be the best barbarian. So he went straight forward. Zavala went back to support him, and then Balor starting to beat the shit out of every owl bear there was. And pretty much Berryman and Tayala were holding down the Chimera for most of the time with the ropes, holding him down. Then Zavala started helping them out. And I pretty much blew the dragon head off with my javelin. And we're going to have a big argument right now. So, yeah.
Oh man.
You psychic. All right. It's very good. You take your inspiration.
Well, thank you.
Ben, would you like to go?
Yeah. So we woke up. Zavala was feeling ill, and Balor knew it was the poison. Was very reluctant to tell Zavala, but ended up doing so, and she healed herself. After that, we were walking towards the forest, and we saw like destruction, burnt animals, things of that nature. And then we saw a carcass like that was killed by the Chimera, but it seemed like it was being toyed with rather than being eaten. Um, and so when we passed that, that's where we saw the Chimera being charged by four owlbears, and we were immediately put into battle. Um, let's see. I think everyone was trying to focus on the owlbears, whereas me and Tiela were just kind of in the back. I think I was trying to hit the Chimera. And I guess because of that, the Chimera went straight for me and Tiala, while everyone was still fighting the owlbears. And Well, for the most part, I think we did a good job of trying to hold it in place. But it kind of wrecked that. And then after the owlbears were all killed, by that point the Chimera was pretty badly hurt. Uh, but Brute trying to I don't know what Brute was trying to do. Threw the javelin and did the finishing touch to the Chimera. And that's how it ended.
Cool, cool. You go ahead and take your inspiration. All right, so you guys now finally defeated the Chimera. Unfortunately, kind of things didn't really go according to plan with owlbears showing up and then you guys killing the Chimera. But you're all tired. Brute, your rage kind of ends at the shock of seeing this Chimera's head splatter all across your javelin. And as your rage ends, you start to feel the familiar feeling of, your arms being heavy, everything feeling slow for you, and
And the
you know,
Kano
familiar.
Canyon.
Yeah, the Kaioken exhaustion gets to you. Your rage is too hard on your body. So you guys look at Brute, ripped shirt, ripped orange pants, black boots, uh, can barely stand and walk. But you guys did it. You killed the Chimera. You turn and look, and you see the corpse of the Chimera with the bow constrictor after having fallen along with it, after being like summoned and then the Chimera instantly being killed. The bow constrictor lands on the carcass of the Chimera. You guys rush up to examine it with just, the flames and embers burning all around you guys. The dead bodies of the owlbears, the last remaining embers just still burning all around you. You see Zavala go and try to cast familiar healing spells onto the body and don't seem to have any effect. You guys are. Well, what would you like to do?
Well, I cast Spare the Dying.
You want to cast Spare the Dying?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I did it last time, but yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
you did.
it was pretty close and we were calling it, so I thought we would resolve
Sure.
that today.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I'll go
So you
cast Spare the
cast
Dying.
Spare the Dying. That's the one that does your the cantrip, right?
Yeah, a hit point of 0 stabilizes the.
Yeah, you go and you also try to, save the Chimera, and it's not having the effect you hope for. You can feel the magic course through you. You bend down and kneel, and you hope this will work. It's like a last ditch effort.
Yeah, please.
And as you release the magic, the Chimera is still just staying there unmoving as it was just before.
I said it was worth a try. Um, well, I guess I'll just kind of back off. I try to examine the corpses of the Chimera and the owlbears, just to see if I can find, anything else about them.
By the way, which one are you examining first?
I guess since I'm near the Chimera, I'll do the Chimera first.
Okay. Yeah, because you're just gonna see me in a kind of like panic, already popping the cure wounds, trying to find a place where the heart might be and trying to start pumping it. And
Okay, give me a medicine check.
sure. Might be bad.
What'd you
Oh
get?
shit! Never mind.
21. Okay, yeah, having fought various living beings, you go and uh, you assume, right? Probably rightfully so, that the heart should be somewhere in this chest cavity. The thing's got 3 heads, but it still has 4 arms, and presumably most of the organs would be in the same place.
Right.
So you reach down to the chest as it's lying there, and you start doing, just trying to keep the blood pumping. As you do, you have to kind of put enough pressure on it to push through the ribs,
Mhm.
because that's what they're there for, right? To protect the organ.
Yeah.
So when you give a good strong push and push and push, and as you do, you put your, like, a lot of your force into it, and as you do, you see just blood spurt out from the top of the head.
Ah. Like,
You've definitely found the heart. Good job.
Um, Seeing this, Vistra is gonna kind of try to see, just keep being curious, and since it has 3 heads, she's gonna see if he also has like extra organs, like an extra heart or an extra whatever.
are you
Start
gonna
Okay,
trying
so
to
cut
you're
it
figure out.
up?
going you're going to cut open the chimera.
Oh shit.
I guess not like super. I don't want to like make a mess because I need to still take the corpse back.
Okay.
Just kind of surface, surface study, I guess.
You want to do surface study on the organ.
Well, I want to see if I can feel any of the organs. I guess, like I guess the more
Mm,
apparent ones, I guess, like the heart or.
Bro, the heart is in there. The heart surgery
But
is
how?
not
But
surface at
how?
all.
Wait. So did you just like? How did you? Well, how did you know there was a heart there, Zavala? If you didn't cut it open, I mean,
are you asking me?
sure. I'm gonna
Uh,
ask in
uh,
character.
oh, okay. In character, I'm like,
Yeah.
I made a guess. Okay, it's a creature just like those fucking owl bears, whatever they're called, bears. They're creatures. They should have hearts and lungs and etc. etc. I don't
Hmm.
know. Okay, I made a guess. Apparently, I might have came right on the guess, and ah,
All right, that's fine. All right,
Jesus!
I'm gonna try to cut it open. Not like super deep, but I'm gonna cut the skin open.
What do you
Like,
mean
what are
not
you?
to?
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Well,
what are you
like
trying to do?
okay, cut the skin open, look inside, see what's
I,
in
I
there.
I stop you. Like, what are you doing?
Just trying to see the what do you call it? Shit, I forgot the word. Not physiology. I guess physiology.
Biology?
Well,
Like,
I guess physiology of the creature or
like,
the anatomy.
we gotta take this thing back, even if it's dead.
Yeah, I mean we can still take it back.
Yeah, we're taking it back, but don't cut into it.
And I'm just gonna do a little cut just to see if she.
No, we're not. We already fucked up. We already fucked up ahead. Let's keep it intact as much as possible.
Oh man. I guess I can do it later once we get it back.
If you get her permission, yes.
I mean, I don't even know if she's gonna accept this anyway, but
Like,
okay,
I
yeah.
don't know. Until then, don't cut into it.
Sure, okay. I'm
I,
just
Like,
gonna look at it and see what I find.
I'm like
I,
super depressed, like face palming basically.
I'm like, Princess, help me up. I'm laying down on the floor asking for help.
You're laying down on the floor, oh, and you call for help.
Yes.
This is what I do. I use thaumaturgy.
How's that?
I'm not doing damage to you or anything positive to you. I use thaumaturgy.
Yeah, yeah.
I get the shadowy or around me again. I use it again, thaumaturgy, and get black eye colors.
Okay.
and I walk towards Boots. Boots.
Boots.
God, I'm sorry,
Boots.
sorry, I'm sorry. Balor. Like
Mhm.
She's just too distraught, can't think straight.
you want help.
Yes, I'm exhausted.
Answer this question before I help
Ah, what?
you. Do you feel upset about what you did?
Actually, I feel proud.
Just clenching my fist, wanting to beat the shit out of him right now. But I in, begrudgingly, help him up. But that's it.
Thank you.
And I'll walk away. And go back to the Chimera. Make sure that nothing happens to it.
Okay. So you go back. You're just keeping guard for
The
on the Chimera.
yeah, yeah. She's upset. She's trying to contain it in.
Okay. All right. So Zavala, after uh, containing the salt, she's imitating me from yesterday.
Impressive job.
uh, just goes and stands guard over the body. Vistra, you kind of still really want to peek into what's inside
Yeah.
this thing, but at the same time, you're not. It's up to you whether you want to
No, I'm
incur
just gonna.
Zavala's wrath or not.
No, Vistra is gonna be very disappointed. She's just gonna go to the owlbear and cut that one open instead.
All right, go ahead and I don't know. Give me a medicine check too for.
Can I just say, while all this is happening, Barian is trying to put out the fires in the background with create water by making it into a rain cloud.
All right, go ahead. You can. Well, how many would you like to do?
I can only do one. I only have one. Oh, actually, I can maybe do a level 3 spell, but I think I'll save that.
All right.
Yeah, 30
So you
foot.
go and you.
But yeah, I move it around, trying to put out as many fires as I can.
Sure. And most of the fires have actually died down for the most part. Like presumably as you're going through, uh, these things were not put here to cause the most damage possible. As you're looking at it, you can see that some of the fires have been placed just randomly as the chimera flew by, or spat out in battle flames, like mostly towards you guys. Um, but it even just so happens to be that some of the fires have uh, kind of collided with each other and burned each other down, kind of starving each other in a lot of
Oh,
places. There
gotcha.
is still a bit of growth, but there's enough where you can mainly just focus on the edges where the fires are spreading to new trees and whatnot, and kind of keeping the embers away from lighting themselves again. It definitely would help a lot if you could do this like 10 more times, 20 more times, just to put everything out. But with your one spell, you can manage to keep at least most of the fire contained while you wait for it to burn itself out.
Nice.
All right.
I
So
rolled
Vistra with
13.
your, yeah, 13. Um, yeah, you go ahead and start to cut into the owlbears. And it's real interesting. What did I say last time that you had heard of them, but you'd never seen
Yeah,
one?
like a story people talk about, seeing them.
Yeah. So when you're, as being a, wait, what kind of dwarf are you? A mountain dwarf or a hill dwarf?
Hailed.
Hill dwarf. All right. Yeah, especially hill dwarves. You would kind of be more on the surface, be more, or I should say, your people are more out and in the open and more in the space to encounter, right, owlbears. Um, but still, they don't, they're not like, they don't seem to be entirely natural creations, They're not
Mm-hmm.
just as beasts go.
Mm-hmm.
It's very weird and strange how, owls and bears have just been mixed together in this freaky combination. You start to inspect the bodies, and by your estimation,
Mm-hmm.
it would either be really, really hard for things, or maybe even impossible, just because of the size of the body and the length of the wingspan and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that, it does have feathers on the outside that lend
Yeah.
to kind of its owlness. But at the same time, like, this thing seems to you to be kind of more bear than anything.
Right.
And so, you know, I mean, probably you would want to see one try to fall, but
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't seem like they have that ability.
Right. Makes sense.
You kind of uh, see with their snout, they probably do have a decent sense of smell and, you know, sight and everything that you would expect from a natural predator. Um, and they are, very speedy for their size,
Mm-hmm.
as you saw during the fight as well. And, it's pretty cool. They have a lot of the same kind of organs, they got the chest cavity, they got heart, lungs, and everything. The bones do not seem to be hollow, which further,
Mm-hmm.
cements that idea in your head that these aren't necessarily flying creatures.
Right.
But there you go. You've studied an owlbear,
Cool. Cool.
even as the rest of the forest is burning around.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna start taking notes in
Yeah,
character as well.
and we'll say you specifically pick the one that did not get completely destroyed by fire.
Right. That's a good
You
point.
got one of the normal ones that just brute hacked and slashed to pieces.
Oh yeah, I forgot the one I killed died by my headless rebuke.
That's true. Also, another one got blasted dead on by Chimera fire. So,
Mm-mm.
yeah, but you managed to find the one, 1 out of 4 not being in too horrible shape for an autopsy. Uh,
Right.
yeah, you're kind of glad that you got to study one just for a little bit.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to do anything?
What about Tiala?
Tiala, as you guys are kind of doing all that, takes a second and she is going to, hang on, where's she at?
On the bottom, right?
No, right, I'm trying to look at her
Oh,
HP and stuff. She's got, eh, pretty hurt. She kind of looks around at all of you, kind of going, talking to each other. She's going to probably sit, and then while you guys are off doing your stuff, she's going to take a quick, short rest, just while you guys try to manage the fires. And oh, that's pretty good. Oh, all right, good initial roll, and then everything bad. So what is that? So 11, 22. Okay. Yeah, you see her just tending to her own wounds, kind of trying to bandage herself up as best she can. And she has this vial in her hand that just, it's empty now, but she's like looking at it and sitting there as she kind of just tries to rest and gather up her strength. And by the end of it, she stands up looking very tired, but at the same time a lot better, a lot healthier. She's gotten just that little bit of rest in her.
And
What
I
would you
guess
guys like
once
to do?
I'm done,
Uh,
I'm gonna
uh,
go. What? Go for it.
I wanted to use a hit die.
Go ahead.
Can I use two or one?
Sure. You can use as many as you want. They're your hit die, as many as you have. So Brute also being exhausted.
I get 20, right?
All right, go ahead and add those.
Oh, by the way, do I get a card or no?
Oh
Wait,
yeah,
for
you
what
rolled
roll?
20.
Yeah, I got a natural 20 on my
Ooh.
medicine. I
There's
just
two, you do get a card.
I just forgot to
I
bring it
didn't
up.
even have them up. Good call, good call. Here we go, you get this one. Oh no, because that was one that was already the. I just put it on top. Let me give this a shuffle real quick. All right, so you guys are all set after resting and doing your things and stuff.
So yeah, I'm gonna go say, everyone, can everyone gather over here? Just want to talk about what we're gonna do.
Yes.
All right. Zavala coming.
I'm keeping guard of the Chimera.
All right, Zavala, you get to succeed on a skill check.
Nice.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just staying on watch on the Chimera, especially from you, Mister.
Zavala, I'm just standing here. I'm not gonna do anything to that thing. You wanna come over?
I'm good.
Can you hear us? Okay, I
I,
guess.
I said I'm
So,
good.
all right. What are we gonna do with this? How are we gonna? Because we're gonna have to at least try to carry it to the horses, right? Or to the wagon.
I
We don't have.
How do you want to do this?
I was gonna say since I guess now since I didn't mention it earlier, I'm gonna start using my level 2's spell slot and try to use Find Steed.
Okay.
Okay, you're going to call it here.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it here.
All right. Hang on, let me press the button so I can see. Because I don't know if it. I think it erases your old one, right?
Yeah, it does.
All right, yeah. So you. Oh man, what was his name again? Shadowmere.
Yeah,
All right, yeah. You take a second. You're using a spell slot?
yeah, I
Oh,
am.
because you can't cast ritual, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
paladins are not allowed to, which is sad.
Well,
Uh,
they're not able to.
they're not able to.
Yeah, it's not that nobody's letting you. It's just that you can't.
That's still
Your
sad.
You
your god forbids you.
know.
Wah. It's okay.
you know.
I still casting it. It's still a 10-minute casting time, so I'm just
I guess while you're
doing all
talking.
of that.
Yeah, go for it.
Or so. Um, so how are we gonna like, carry the corpse back to the wagon? Or the whatever. Yeah. Because we gotta also go back to the horses, see if they're still there.
I mean, do we just have to grab a leg and just each do our part and drag it over there?
Uh,
Well, I was gonna
Burn.
say we can wrap the ropes around them, maybe. Just pull the ropes, kind of like that.
Or you can summon apes again and have them help us.
Well, yeah, I can do that, but I'm just saying, are we just gonna like just drag it on the ground until we find the cart?
I mean, I don't think there's anything else we can do. If you have anyone has any suggestions.
Tiala goes, well, I never actually caught a living creature,
Mm-hmm.
but usually, when I'm hunting, I skin it right then and there, and then, you know,
Yeah,
just
we're not
take
gonna
it
skin it.
apart, take the
Oh,
pieces I need,
right. As like a
and
trophy
then,
kind of thing.
well, I leave the rest, for the animals and stuff,
Mm,
but just take what I can carry.
right. I mean, that would work if you were just to, tell the town that, hey, we killed it. But I don't know if it's gonna work for. You see, I don't even know if it's, now it's dead. If Miss Content is gonna even like want anything with it.
Right. Yeah, usually the head is the trophy, but in this case, you know,
So I guess just get the ropes, kind of tie the ropes around it, like a 4 or 5 ropes, and then all of us can kind of pull at the same time. That way, it won't be as hard, or it won't be on one person or two
you
people.
guys are you guys are sled dogging.
I guess.
Okay. Uh, TL will just say like, isn't there another way? Is hard enough to travel in the forest
It's true.
as it is.
I mean, we can maybe. I don't know how long it will take. There's also, if maybe like if a few people can go back, get the wagon, bring it here. Well, like a couple of people stay
Ooh.
and wait until then. It's another thing you can do, but I don't know if that's like the safest thing.
Oh yeah, that is an option.
So like, you guys pay, I'll go get the car, kind of thing.
Yeah, like Val Zavala and someone else stay back, and then everyone else go gets the cart.
I'll stay with Princess.
Well, I mean, we're gonna need a tank here, and we're gonna need a tank.
Exactly.
Uh, Whoever gets the cart.
What?
Princess, you go get the car. I'll
Excuse me.
keep
What does it take?
watch.
By the way, I
A
wasn't
tough
a
person.
part of the conversation, so I don't even know what you're talking about.
What do you mean you were? You were listening, dude.
You guys are like, what, like 30 feet away from me?
I thought you were listening. That's why I
Yeah, I
said,
thought you
you
said you
can.
were listening.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
thought I was
asked you
too
if you
far.
can, and then you're like,
I
yeah.
don't know. It's up to you if you
No, I
want
thought
to.
when she called to me like, "Are you listening?" Like I thought she was yelling at me, since
Well, yeah, I
we're
was
kind of
asking if you can
distant.
hear us. That's what I asked. I was like, can you hear us? You're like, yeah. Okay.
No, I'll say I wasn't listening because I'm casting Find Steve.
All right.
Okay, fair enough.
Then I guess we see that you don't respond. We say, hey, Zavala, you want to stay or what do you want to do?
I'm like, you know, and
Yeah.
Tiefling casting my spell.
I'll be back. I'm gonna go talk to Princess.
All right.
Get right in her face. Be like, "Yo, Princess."
Still ignore him. I'm like,
Give me a concentration check.
were you for realsies?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm like, oh, please, or Protection help me.
So Zavala's ignoring your
Oh,
communication.
don't make me do this, Princess. I'm talking to you.
I'm still trying to cast the spell because it's a visual. And what does S stands for?
It's
Sound?
verbal, somatic, and material.
Well,
So verbal is you have to be saying things. somatic is you have to be doing things like with your hands and stuff,
Okay.
fucking gang signs.
Yeah.
And then material is
Throw up West Side BNO up there.
yeah, exactly.
Pretty much.
You got to do your shadow clone jutsus.
So is she still ignoring Banner?
And then material is if it says you need stuff like the wing of a blah 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 or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's like saying stuff and like moving her hand in weird
Yeah.
gestures.
Yeah, you don't understand what she's doing at all. It's kind of freaking you out a little bit.
Okay, I'm gonna grab her by the shoulders and shake her, be like, Princess!
As he's doing that, I let go with one hand because one hand is holding on to my my amulet, and I just kind of put like like 1 minute finger, with the finger up to him, like not say anything, just with the pointy finger right in front of him, basically saying 1 minute, and I resume what I was doing.
I just. So does he cast a spell?
I,
He's really trying hard right. This shit
Mm,
takes 10 minutes. You guys are going. You just like from your point of view, she's just
I walk back to Rissa. She's ignoring me.
Are you? I guess she. I'm seeing that she's like moving her hand. I think she's just casting a spell, probably. Just
Mm,
give her a second until she's done, I guess.
all right. There you go. So you guys sit and wait as Zavala focuses, and eventually, do you want to say how your steed appears?
um, I'm gonna make it like from the shadow of the chimera, like you see something like kind of fading into existence, like, and it's like walking too. So you can't really tell until you see the actual apparition of my shadow mirror, like just walking behind the chimera and then coming approaching me,
There you go.
and then I finish.
There you go, Balor.
And then you just see me smiling at my horse and kind of giggling a bit.
oh, sweet. I'm gonna go.
Yep, gonna go bug her again.
Hey, Princess.
Huh?
So. Ah!
I can control it. Yes.
I'll be like, so, Princess. We're thinking about go getting the wagon to carry this Camaro back to town. Now, they need someone with strength to bring the wagon over here. Now, I say you should go because I'm kind of exhausted from the rage and I can stand guard here.
So you're gonna keep watching the chimera,
Yes, I'll keep watching the Camaro.
like squint my eyes, look at you. You sure?
I squeak my right back and be like, yes.
Can I insight check him?
I mean, I'm not
J-
Sure.
lying.
just to tell, just to see if I could tell if he's lying at me or not.
Go ahead and roll your insight check.
Shit.
You can use your card if you'd like.
Shit.
Yeah, I'll use it.
All right. Brood, are you telling the truth?
I'm
Tyler,
telling
you
the
telling
truth.
the truth? All right.
He's
Yeah,
being
he seems honest enough.
I'm like, hmm. Do you know the card's just a few days out, right?
I know. I could be here. I got some bear traps. I could sit around it. If anything
Wait, so
comes
you guys,
near it.
so we're just gonna leave the Chimera here? Why not just drag it along? That way, the trip is a lot more easier for me to catch up to you guys.
I don't know.
Oh,
Go
so we
speak
got.
to Viscera.
Yeah,
It's
I
her
thought you were gonna
plan.
let me anyway.
I'll be back.
I'll keep.
You just no, with Dragon Ball Z, teleport.
It's the
Instant
transmission.
I
transition.
said need jutsu. I don't know why. Oh fucking A. Gotta get
All
that
right,
shit out
so
of
you're
mind.
gonna go.
Like so, you guys are dragging the Chimera, right?
Well, I suggested that we bring the cart back here and put the chimera on it. Um, you know,
I
since
was,
that way. Well, first of all, because like that way we're less damaged. Because if you're just dragging it on the ground, it will damage the chimera. So that's
but
one thing. And then,
why not use the pelt from the owlbear and put it on put the
like wrap it
chimera,
around it.
yeah, put the
Oh,
chimera on
that's
top of the pelts of the owlbear, for that way
that's
it
a good
doesn't
idea.
take damage and you could
Good
still
point.
be able to drag it around with you.
Guess we could do that. I mean, okay, sure. We can also, if you guys want, we can like I don't know which way is better to just drag everyone drags it to the cart, or a few people drag it and then someone goes get the cart, brings it back, like we meet halfway.
I could, well,
Up to you
I could go
guys.
get the cart.
Get the cart and meet halfway.
I already have a horse.
All right, we'll do that.
Well, technically it's not a horse, it's actually a theme. But yeah,
Right, whatever. Okay, so you go get the cart. We drag it until we meet halfway, I guess. All right.
alright, I'll meet you guys halfway. Get on Shadow Mirror, and they're like, I'll see you guys in a couple days, and go off for the cart.
Okay. Uh, so Sivas, do you think? Well, I'm not gonna say it since you didn't say it. I don't want to force you to role play any certain way. All right, who's going to get the stuff then?
I
Uh,
think it's just her, right? Because she's the one with the horse,
nope.
and it's an empty.
Yeah, I got on the horse.
Yeah.
No one said they were coming with me, so I just ended up getting it
Can
by myself.
can you actually like carry two people, or is it just one?
W-
Because I just
Wait,
assumed that
what?
the horse. I assumed that the horse can only carry one person at a time.
I'm pretty heavy. I
Right.
mean, with my armor and and me, I don't think Shadow Mirror would be able to carry two people if that's what you're suggesting.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. I mean, also, actually, hey, Varian, what's your the spell that you have? You turn into another animal. How long does it last?
It'll last an hour.
Oh, just an hour. Um, never mind, I guess.
Tiala speaks up and she goes, "Well, it's not that difficult for me to move in the forest. I know some of you guys, have trouble with it, but as we were traveling, me and Barry, you
You
know,
got cut off.
You and Varian.
as we were traveling, me and Barry seemed to have an easier time going through the forest than you guys did.
Okay, yeah. Why don't you go with Zavala? That way, because you also know the way better, probably. That way, we won't get lost.
Getting on my mount, starting to head out.
I say, hey, Zavala, wait a second.
Or like, uh-huh.
I think it's a good idea if you take Tiala with you, so she knows the way.
I can't carry two people.
No, I know, but well, you don't have to carry her with you. I'm saying take, like, I didn't take her
Okay,
go together.
my horse can't carry two people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you can still go together. You can be on your horse, and she will be on the, just walking. Well, not walking necessarily, but on foot.
All right,
Because
let's go.
like, yep, there you go.
I returned my horse back again, and I'm like, let's go. I'm going full speed, just
All right,
like
Tiala goes up and follows along with you. She's actually keeping pace as you're moving and you're not meaning to go quickly, but still your horse is, once you get out of the burnt clearing, and are like face to face with this dense forest of trees, it gets a little bit harder for your horse to kind of maneuver through all of this space.
I'm like, stupid brush. Uh,
Yeah, Zavala's just, or Tiala's just on foot, like basically next. Yeah, it's hard for horses out here.
yeah, I'm trying my best with my horse. Can't leave my best friend. I already did that
And she
once.
goes, well, yeah, didn't you leave him already? So,
Yeah.
right.
Did you leave him already? The sass.
All right. So you guys go to get the horse, or get your horses and cage and stuff. Uh, what are you guys doing with the body?
Well, I'm gonna start cutting the pelt, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Skinning them, right?
Yeah.
Skinning them, yeah, and then we can tie the ropes around the chimera as well.
All right. Go ahead
Okay.
and, dude. You know what would be good right now?
Somewhat.
Some leather workers tools.
Ooh.
I
And
think I have one, right? I think I do. Yeah, I have a letter working tool. Actually,
Thank you for
thanks
picking
for
up on the
that.
hint. You're welcome.
Yep, yep, yep. I remembered.
I wasn't sure how to bring that up,
You just
All
suggested,
right.
hey,
So
do you have one?
you.
but I don't know about it. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's true. I'm sorry.
All right. Go ahead and. Well, you're not proficient with them, right? Just go ahead
No.
and give me a.
Yeah, what?
Just roll a d20 for me.
D20. Shit.
Yeah, this is extremely different from anything you've tried to do before.
Yeah,
You
Remember,
said
you
indeed.
you're
got
trying
inspiration.
to. You do have your inspiration. That's
oh,
true.
he doesn't need it.
I don't need, and also the card. There you go.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you get a card too.
Yeah.
Hang on. There we go. All right. So Zavala,
Wait.
you can
Yep.
receive the maximum amount of healing any one source.
Oh shit!
Maximum amount of healing. Damn, that's good.
From any one source.
All right.
There you go.
Sorry.
Ruffles, you still remember yours?
I already used it.
Oh wait, no, you used it. Yeah,
Yeah.
let me get that out of here.
All right. So I'm gonna use my
Garbage.
leather working tools here. So wait, that like once I use it, it goes away, right? Or do we just like put it back in its place?
Wait, for what?
The leather working tool, is that like a one time use or?
No, it's tools like
Oh, just tools.
scissors
Okay,
and
got it.
thread and needles and stuff.
Right, wasn't sure.
Intelligence too.
All right, so yeah, you are not really with working with these tools, and they kind of don't really fit in your hands either. Smaller
Yeah.
fingers and palms, and as you're working, um, you're about to just go in and start tearing shit up when you think, and you're like, hey, you know what? I should probably take a bit more time on this. And so you slowly and start cutting away pieces of the owlbear's. Wait, what happened? Sorry, family stuff. Never
Yeah,
mind.
yeah.
I'll do it later. As you start cutting away pieces of the owlbear's. Oh my god, what am I thinking? Fucking the skin, and as you do, like it's all feathers. All of the fur is just basically replaced with feathers. And
Mm.
you try to avoid a lot of the extremities because you get like the biggest solid pieces just from like the back and the belly, and you're trying to make this big old like blanket kind of thing. So you take some needle and thread and you start putting things together, measuring sizes between what you have and what you need to cover the bottom of,
Hmm.
and you actually come up with the idea that maybe you could you know put something in, wrap something around the uh the front of it, kind of just like to make a little sled like thing. You know how the
Mm.
front is raised and curved a bit, just so
Yeah,
it
yeah.
doesn't get stuck on random things. And you end up making a pretty good makeshift kind of sled. It's got a soft bottom, but you're able to tie the front of the skin around a. I keep wanting to say leather, but it's not leather because it hasn't been treated. But you
Right. Like,
managed to, yeah, put the skin around like a log, like a burnt piece of wood, like almost charcoal, but not quite as brittle, just to have something up front to give a bit of structure and shape to this makeshift, almost like a gurney. And yeah, you guys, well, you personally are able to make it over the span of like an hour, almost two.
oh, cool. I guess while I'm doing that, um, Valerie and Baron can do the tying and all that.
Uh, Valor, for the first time, is interested in the Chimera. As though he sees the wings, he's like, cool wings. And he wants to study the wings just for fun.
Okay, go ahead and give me a a d20.
He said a D20.
Yeah, roll a d20 for me.
Wait,
What?
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 A
That's not.
DF? Roll a DF.
DF. Roll a
Oh,
d20
Oh,
again.
wow.
God.
All right,
Man, you
yeah.
gotta.
So you guys all watching Brute, I should say Balor, goes up, goes, ooh, wings. And you kind of grab with both hands to the sides of the wings. And just give it a light little tug. And it doesn't really move. Like the leathery exterior feels pretty interesting. So you grab down one hand on each wing and you plant your foot down in the middle of the back and you give this huge tug and you just hear these sickening snaps as you
Oh,
rip
shit.
both wings off of the chimera's body. In the process, breaking a lot of the bones that make up the wings themselves. And so you've got these two like floppy, broken pieces of leather swinging around in your hands.
I guess while she's doing that, Vistra is doing the leather work and just hearing the snapping. He's gonna like turn and say, "Well, good job doing that, Valor. Now it doesn't have wings. I wanted to keep it intact, huh?"
Uh, can we sew these back on?
I don't think that's how it works.
Also, let me give you a card.
Yeah, just put it back on top of the body. Just take it with us, I guess.
Okay.
Too strong for your own good.
So I was not gonna be happy about this.
Yeah.
I trusted you, Balor.
Open up the wrap and like surprise.
All right, yeah, you guys manage to, well, mainly Brute manages to get the Chimera's body up on the sled
And then yeah.
that you guys have. Uh, and you turn around. Who's going to? Oh, well, you guys have to decide how you're going to pull the thing.
I thought we were gonna just like three ropes and all of us carry at the same time or pull at the same time.
I thought we were going to like wrap it around in the
Well, did that first and
yeah,
then
and then tie it and then just pull it.
yeah, that's what I thought as well.
Oh yeah, how big is the Chimera?
It is very large.
Okay, I
Well,
can't
I
get
mean,
it.
it's a large size. Yeah, it's freaking like 10 feet by 10 feet. Not
Uh,
counting the wingspan,
Well,
it is
what they
very
y-
cut
large.
off?
yeah, they're off.
Yeah, but
10
like
feet by 10
they
feet.
didn't really weigh much, and you've
Yeah.
got a giant three heads that you've got to kind of handle.
Does it have the body of a tiger or?
It's got the front part of a lion, and the back part is of a like a really large goat.
Oh, okay.
So it's 10 feet by 10 feet. Like if you got to put like two horses together to make that. Horses are long, but they're not super wide. This thing is like, you know, this dude is thick.
Yeah, I got
Oh, it's a male.
He's a thick boy, dude.
I guess we all try to take it to the
Yeah,
garden
we're
or
just gonna
whatever.
all pull the ropes at the same time. Each one of us pull it. Rope
All right, no problem. You guys
you. What is
all.
this all?
So you're gonna tie yourselves to the
from
rope.
the Witcher. Yeah, just tie it and then yeah, basically.
All right. You guys spend a little bit of time and just salvaging rope that you've tossed and used, and or no, actually, Valor's got a lot. So you guys
Hmm.
tie up 3 bits of rope, tie them around yourselves, and go ahead. You guys start moving. As you do, it's like you remember your way coming here in the first place. You're just plagued by these giant trees in your way, this thick undergrowth, and really Barian is the only one that seems to be having an easy time, like moving in general. And Brute, uh, like the weight of the Chimera doesn't seem to bother him as, but definitely all of these trees and branches like keep smacking him in the face, and they getting real frustrating. And you try to move, and it's almost like the grass kind of being very tall, at least where it's not burnt, is almost like sticking and holding onto your legs as you're trying to. Vistra, you on the other hand are plagued by both of these problems because you're
Yep.
not really used to carrying things in the first place, and
Mm-hmm.
also you're being dragged and slowed down. Greenery everywhere, and so it's very slow going, even for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't really can't do much.
All right,
Yep.
you guys can't do much.
I mean,
Zavala,
yeah.
back to you as you and I forgot her name. Zavala and Tiala
Yeah.
making your way back along the way that you've already. It's very easy for her to pick up on the trails that you guys have left, being that you weren't really trying to hide anything. You're working right on the ground, and it's kind of interesting for you seeing how she is able to go and point out certain things that you definitely would have just overlooked, you know,
Hmm.
and you would have probably overlooked them even if you weren't having the issue of your horse getting stuck everywhere and like being too big to fit between trees and stop and move and go around certain things. Like you're taking a lot of
Yeah.
where Tiala, for the most part, is just moving forward and like pretty easily at that. Um, like definitely, if you guys were on an open field, you would have been gone already. But all of this trees and shrubs and branches just getting in your way everywhere you look. There's just more and more plants.
Keep on pushing through. If I fall behind,
Sorry, I was
I
listening.
try to keep up the pace.
Yeah, it's pretty rough for you guys, and you even start to hear or you start to feel your horse's frustration as well, just moving. But you guys are going. You you guys both in your two separate groups are able to travel, and Zavala and Tiala make a lot more progress than the rest of you, having to drag in this huge, or not huge, but this large beast. Large monstrosity.
Yeah.
As young. Um, and also, there's a few points where the three of you, moving, walking, trying to just go full, end up, you guys every once in a while forget to mind your feet and you end up splitting a tree. Like, splitting a pole, you walk on two sides and the chimera just bumps up against the tree as you guys are moving forward before you stop and turn around and get yourselves situated again. And like, it's real hard. You guys are having to maneuver in between the same trees, all three of you at the same time, just so that you don't get tied up, together with the chimera. You're having to plan out your route accordingly where it can actually fit between this area. And it's a pain in the butt. You like, definitely this is a lot harder getting back than how the chimera got here, being a creature. So you guys, after this grueling battle. Oh shit! Wait, actually, Valor, you're exhausted too, right? What do you get for exhaustion? But you have disadvantage on ability checks. Yeah. So you guys are having a very rough time dragging this dude around. I'm so sleepy. I'm sorry, I keep yawning. And
That's why
then
I've been yawning.
probably, yeah, it's my fault. I apologize. Uh, so you guys, after traveling for a while, a few hours, and then experiencing this huge battle with this, and then start traveling again for a few hours. Night, you sit down in your respective groups, and you have to decide how you're going to spend the night.
I guess.
I came back.
Well, I was gonna suggest just keep watch. I guess rotate between the three of us. Keep watch.
I can do it last.
Was
Yeah,
this
you can do
a
that.
long rest?
Yeah, the long
Yeah,
rest.
yeah, it was a long rest.
Right, right.
So it'll
Is
be
the Vala
around
here?
3 hours.
I'm not there.
No, just the
Oh,
three of us. It'll be like 3 hours per person.
I I like to set traps around bear traps.
All right, you can do that.
Yeah, I forgot you had the bear traps that I told you to carry.
Anybody else? Want to do
I'm
anything?
I
good.
guess set up camp while he's
All
doing
right, you
work.
guys set up camp. Do you guys have rations? Because Balor's not
I
getting
I
food.
have I have rations. Yeah.
I have rations.
You
I
can share one with Valor,
I'm kind of
or give
tempted
one
to
to him.
eat.
So
I'm
you can
kind of
have
tempted to
one.
eat a piece of Camaro.
Raw meat? Just like raw or cooked meat.
No, like cut a piece off and just eat the piece.
If you want, go for it.
Wow.
But no, I won't.
Hey, I would do it just for to see how it tastes for science.
Are you?
Can Balor do that though? Because he was proven to be trustworthy when checking the Chimera.
We'll say that Balor said that in character that he wants to take a
Oh,
piece of a
okay.
chimera.
So he said that in character. All right. You know what? I'm gonna go cut a piece and
Might
give.
as well, dude.
Yep.
Ooh.
I want to see how it tastes. I want to have
All
him.
right, Valor. So you say it out loud, like kind of as a joke, right? But then Vistra just gets up and completely seriously and goes and starts moving towards the Chimera. And you get a flashback to your promise to Zavala. And then another flashback to the wings that you destroyed completely.
uh, I am hungry.
What?
I'm drag. No, I was saying Batter saying he is hungry as he
Okay,
walked by.
yep. Yeah, I'm just gonna go and start cutting. If you don't stop me, that is. I don't say that. I'm just doing it.
I look at Brian. They're like, "Hi." I turned the other way.
All right. So where are you going for? Like the front bit is mostly lion, the back bit is mostly goat.
Yeah, I'm just
At
gonna
least
go
at
get it
least
like.
aesthetically.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm gonna get like the piece of the stomach, the meaty part, the muscles, kind of in
All
the
right, you
middle.
go ahead and just like off the top you mean.
Yeah, like I guess, yeah, yeah.
Hang on.
Prince is never gonna trust me again.
Think like chicken breast, kind of like that.
Camara breath.
Chicken
No,
breast.
yeah, this is not like a chicken at all.
No, no, I know, but like that area is what I mean.
How
So I'm
much did you
pulling.
take off?
Not a
Hang
lot,
on.
just
Yeah,
a
that's
piece.
another good question. So I'm posting here.
That's what you posted.
Go to that website. The very first picture. Which
Sure.
piece are you taking from?
I like how it's like, I mean, it's more, yeah, but,
Picture.
let's see, what piece would I be
Oh
taking?
shit!
I guess
Hmm.
that's a good question.
That chunk looks delicious.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the chunk, like that part on the surface, not like the inner, um, like a tenderloin or anything like that. Just the chunk is fine, I guess.
Oh,
All right. So
Not like a huge piece or anything, just like a size of a chicken breast, basically.
size
Cut.
of a chicken breast gets pretty big, dude.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it's big, but not like it's not like a steak size, like smaller than that. I guess
Okay.
chicken breast can get big.
Chicken
Okay,
breast
okay.
does gets big.
No, okay. Think chicken. No, not chicken breast, but chicken tender. How about that? A little smaller.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah,
So you go and you just with your knife cut two
yeah.
really quick slices down the center, and you take a third cut just to go underneath the meat and pull out as much as you can.
Yep.
And it's very obvious, like just looking at the thing, that you've torn it apart and taken out a bit. But yeah, you have a slice of chimera
All right.
chuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Baylor and just like toss it at him, and be like, "Hey, there you go."
just look at her like, want to cook.
All
Guess
right,
time to cook it.
there you go. Set up the fire and cook it, and tell me how it tastes.
Oh, we're all eating this. Can I cook
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, yeah, you can. There's probably not enough for all of you guys
No, just
to.
for him. Yeah, I'm gonna have my ration.
All right. So you
Is there
guys all
the
watch fucking Balor cooking and then eating prime premium chimera meat, chucked straight from the beast, the freshest you've ever seen, and you're sitting eating, you know, cheese and dry cheese and
Yeah.
jerky and some crackers.
This is so hard to listen to.
All right, yeah. So you go, you cook. It tastes real good, dude. It's a lot different than other kinds of creatures that you've eaten,
Is it
and
closer to taste to like a beef or more like chicken meat or like turkey kind of?
it's more like a tough kind of beef.
Okay.
Um, like very far from chicken, as far from chicken as you get from another animal.
Right.
Um, but yeah, very. There's a lot of muscle in the meat. There's not a huge amount of fat. Doesn't make it too juicy, and you don't necessarily have a bunch of pots and pans that you can use to make it real nice.
Yeah.
But for you, Bally, it's this is a once in a time lifetime experience to sit down and eat some fresh chimera meat straight from the source,
I hope I grow
and
some wings.
it's pretty good.
So Vista is gonna ask that question, Balor. He's gonna describe it, and then she's gonna take notes.
Okay, sure. All right, so you guys are all
You make it
well
sound.
fed.
You make him Batter sound like he's a test subject, and he's
He kind of
testing,
is.
and
He
he's
kind of
testing
Yeah.
is.
it.
Yeah.
There we go. This is. Excuse me. I'm yawning so much today.
So that means I don't have a point of exhaustion no more, right?
No, not after a long rest. What about
I
you,
get
Zara?
my
How are you
I get my
eating?
hit die back, right?
Zavala?
Wait, sorry.
How are you eating, dude?
Because
How
I've
you
been
eating, Zola?
because I've been stressed the whole day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you know, trying not to get pissed. I just reach in my bag, get a bottle of ale,
Uh-huh.
and start drinking it. And I will offer to Tiala if she wants some too.
She will. She'll take some ale. Which ale is this?
I
Mistress
have
ale?
I have I'll ask Tiala like okay. I have the ale from the inn that we've been staying at, the where we all met up, or I have the ale that Vistra made. It's pretty strong stuff. I don't know which you prefer.
Vistra makes ale?
Yeah, apparently I that's what they've been telling me.
How much do you have?
I have a whole bottle of each two.
Well, it's like a beer bottle. Vistra's.
It's
Well, they're
like a
both
beer.
like beer bottles.
Oh, they're like beer bottles. So like, I don't have a
Yeah.
lot, but it's like we could share, this bit between us two, I guess, if you want.
Well, they're yours, so you can pick one first if you'd like, and I'll have the other.
All right, I'll take the regular ale, and I'll give her Vistras. Like, try this one, see if you like it. This is Vistras. I tried it before. It's pretty strong stuff. Here you go.
I think I'm gonna need something pretty strong after the day we've had.
Yeah.
So she goes, she drinks Vistra's ale. Let me go ahead and do
Oh God.
this. Yeah, she sits and she drinks for a while, and it's good. This is nice. It's very nutty, weird.
Mhm.
What? How did she do this color on the inside?
Uh, you have to ask her. Never been around when she actually made it. She just
This
offered it to
is
me.
okay. I like it. I like it a lot. It's really. Oh no! And she just runs off into the
Already,
corner.
man.
We're like, I told you it was strong stuff. And I start taking my time with mine.
You hear just faintly in the forest, just the low sounds of a like a light stream.
Vomit.
No, what? No, nobody's been vomiting. Everybody's been
No,
peeing themselves.
I don't know why. I was just imagining it the whole time. She's vomiting. She's vomiting. She's definitely vomiting. Sorry, my bad.
Just peeing himself.
OOC? Yeah, she's totally peeing. All right, so you guys, how are you guys all spreading out the guard duty?
Um, between me and Tiala?
Uh-huh.
Ooh. Uh, how many hours of sleep do I need to have? 8, right?
Yes,
And for a long rest, is 8 hours or 10 hours?
8.
Jesus. I'll. I think we'll take hourly shifts. Like, uh, like I'll take 1 hour, and then she takes another hour, and then an hour later, I'll take the next shift, etc., etc. For that
All
way,
right.
we just keep well aware.
She goes, "That's gonna suck."
Like, like, it's us two. Like, or do you want 4 hours and I'll stay up for 4 hours?
Well, it's up to you, but that sounds horrible.
Oh, you know what? The 4 hours sounds a lot more better actually. Just fuck it, 4 hours. You get 4 hours. I'll take the other 4 hours later.
Okay.
It still sucks. I know.
All right, so you guys. Wait, who was first? You said.
Um, I'll take the first watch. Yeah.
All right, so she sleeps 4 hours, and then you sleep 4 hours. Okay,
I mean, elves just need 4 hours, so.
yeah, it's true. Ding, 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 ding,
I don't
ding.
know this.
No, you don't. No, you do
Oh
not.
man.
No.
And she goes, "Okay,
You-
4 hours, 4 hours."
Barry, you never told me about this feature of, only needing 4 hours, so I don't know this.
It's true.
I actually haven't told anyone, I think.
No, you have not. And you've been pretending to sleep most of the time too, right?
I have?
Definitely in the beginning you were pretending to sleep. Now you've been taking more, you know,
Longer
late night
shift.
watch shifts. Yeah, but
I didn't do it intentionally.
Yeah, I remember that.
all right. So you and Tiala. All right. So first up, I forgot everybody's names, dude.
Yo.
Fucking Zavala.
Yeah.
Zavala, go ahead and give me a perception check for your night shift. And then also,
It's
who's
the
watching
bad.
first for you guys?
It's bad.
I'll watch first because I ate the meat, so I'm extra full. So the meat can go down. Just
All right, go ahead, Valor.
okay. Okay.
All right. Would you guys like to describe what distracts you?
um, what distracts me?
Yeah, you guys
My,
both rolled pretty low.
I'm gonna say that my horse distracts me. Um,
Where's distracted?
yeah, cause I'm talking to my horse, describing everything that happened and how frustrating this day has been. Like, we were supposed to do this, we are supposed to capture the fucking chimera, but shit didn't go out how it was supposed to, and my horse is just like nodding his head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this is all happening telepathically, so she won't be able to hear.
Okay. Good to know.
Because I don't want to sound crazy, even
Mm-hmm.
though I could sound crazy.
All right.
Yeah. That's what distracts me. Every once in a while, I'll just look around, just make sure.
There we go. Valor, what are you thinking about when you're not keeping watch?
I'm thinking about how we're gonna go to this continent with a dead Camaro with the wings broken and a piece of meat missing. And I'm wondering if we're still gonna get the wish and if I could convince the group if I could get the wish. So I'm looking at the sky, kind of like just thinking that.
All right. And what would you wish for?
Me, well, I kind of want to wish something about if she could tell me where the Dragonborns are, like headquartered, not headquartered, but like where they're
Region.
really popular. Where they're really popular, yeah, like the region, like where they're from.
Okay. So you guys spend your first shifts overnight. Um, in your own heads for the most part. You don't really see a lot of what's going around you. You stop every once in a while, like, oh shit, I'm supposed to be keeping watch before dropping back down to just thinking about everything that's happened today and Brute, or Balor, what you're gonna do in the future. You guys end your shifts. Who's up next for you guys? I'm gonna roll
I'll
for two.
go. I'll go next.
Ho ho ho. Alright. Yeah. You go also, Mister.
Nice.
17, that's pretty good. Alright, as you're keeping watch in the night, um,
I didn't notice that Tiala
you
rolled a one.
hear. She did, yeah. I got a card for her. You are sitting by the fire and, kind of just listening to. You're listening to the roar of the fire, and it kind of brings you thoughts of the fight that you were just in, this large chimera, and all the owl bears, and you're like essentially surrounded on all sides by burning ember, by the soot and the ash flying everywhere, making it hard to breathe even as you're trying to fight to survive. You're seeing Balor almost, fall to these beasts. You're seeing Tiala, newfound companion, and Zavala, like fighting also for their own lives. And you just think about the chimera itself, like how big it was, how scary it was, how strange it is to find these beasts, these creatures that are like amalgamations of other things. And you remember the roar. And as you think about it, it's almost like you hear one in real life. And you kind of stop and you take a second.
Hmm.
And you think, like, you must have imagined it, but it seems so real in the moment.
Hmm. I guess yeah. I just assumed that was just my imagination.
All right, the rest of your watch passes by without issue. Kind of, look back at the carcass. It's now like, it's starting to get along there where it's not quite fresh anymore. Uh, and your watch passes by. And you pass the watch along to Baron. Baron, you go ahead and give me a perception check.
Perception. God damn.
All right.
Oh, I should have used my inspiration. Oh well.
All these cards for people.
I mean, it doesn't
Ooh.
matter.
Ooh. Card says you instantly die.
What?
No. All right.
That would have sucked.
I don't think that's
And you know what
No.
would have been worse? You guys are asleep.
Yeah.
Just heart attack. Heart attack out of nowhere. All right, so you guys, what was I gonna say? Baron, you're out there, or what are you thinking about? You're not
Uh,
also.
His waifu.
I was so I was gonna say I should probably be thinking about the fire and how hopefully it doesn't spread to us. You know,
Hmm.
hopefully it doesn't spread farther than it already is. I know it's dying already, but I'm pretty sure Barian still has that like feeling that unbeknownst to him it might be spreading to someplace farther else.
Okay. Okay. So your night passes by, seemingly without event. You guys all get up in the mornings. The three of you tying yourselves back up and getting ready to haul this giant chimera. Oh my god, I'm so bad with names tonight. Zavala, you and Tiala continue making your way. You know, you on horseback and her just taking a nice, generous stride as she walks.
Mm-hmm.
And you can definitely see the difference in, like, where people are comfortable. As she seems to move so effortlessly throughout all of this greenery, all of these like obstacles that are in your way.
Mm-hmm.
She seems to be able to navigate them like almost without them even being there.
Hmm.
Whereas you're having to like duck under branches and you know,
Right.
would
Question.
you like hacking your way through trees and things?
Yeah. Question. Do I
Yeah.
get a long rest or no?
Yes, you do. Yeah.
Okay. I was just wondering because I only slept for 4 hours.
Oh, you're right. I did only do one. Yeah, whatever. Let's do it. Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys go and make your ways after, essentially like 2 days of travel for you, moving at a slower pace because, you've got your big old horse in this place where horses aren't necessarily supposed to be. You finally break through to a less dense area of the forest. And this is more closer to the edge where you guys had all initially let your horses go. And this is kind of where you remember that you left your horse to watch the other horses.
Oh yeah.
And then you called your horse back in the forest.
I wanna. I wanna talk to my horse. Like, would you? Would you know like where the other horses might be?
Uh, well, last I saw, they were in that direction. But that
Eh,
was like a day ago. And your horse tells you that he was trying to keep them in like the same area. But horses are stupid and they kind of do want to just travel.
Yeah. Not my horse. He's a bit
Not.
smarter. He's a bit smarter
Yes,
than
he
the other
is.
horse.
Yes, he is. And he was trying to like corral them, keep them in kind of the same area, while at the same time watching out for predators. And he does tell you there was a bit of a rush of some other animals a few days ago. Um, so it's really anyone's guess if you're going to find them.
I like. I look at Tiala. Tiala.
Yeah.
Um, probably like a day's away from here. From my well, maybe two now. There was our horses probably went over in this direction. I don't know if that helps us in any way.
How do you know they went in that direction?
Um, unlike Trusty Steed over here, Shadowmere, he kept an eye on things for me.
What do you mean he kept an eye on things? He's a horse.
Not Shadowmere.
And she just kind of like looks at you like crazy.
And I'm smiling because I'm proud of my horse.
All right, you guys continue moving along, and the three of you guys also continue moving very
Yep, yep.
pace. It gets hard. You guys are freaking working,
We're,
and you're really not making a lot of headway. You're having to stop and take meals a lot of the time. You're having to stop and take breaks. How are you guys eating again? Also, by the way,
Um, wait, who got?
Probably Bert.
triple.
Well, I was gonna say I can just share my rations. I think Varian somehow has
I
enough.
have rations, yeah.
Okay, then I guess I'll just give one to group of
all
Alex.
right.
Yeah.
I forgot to
There you go.
mention this. I
Because
don't
it's
have
one a day.
I don't have
Yeah.
any rations.
Tiala will share rations with you
Oh, thank God. I was gonna.
I only have three left, by the way.
because
So
you shared beer.
next time maybe Varian can
Yes.
share.
Okay, sure. So you guys start moving in a certain direction, and it's not long before Tiala picks up the trail of the horses, and she, very surprised, turns to you and she's like, "How did you?
And I start patting my horse. Like, good Shadowmere.
Your horse wasn't even there. Like you brought it back to. How did it even get over there? This is not a normal horse, is it?"
Just
Yeah,
silence.
and I'm like chuckling to myself, like, you caught me.
Okay. Uh, yeah. Let's go find everybody else's.
Alright, let's
And
go.
you very quickly find where the cage is, and Tiala kind of stops and she's like, "Or do you want to just take the cage first?"
Ooh. Like, you think the horses would be useful at this present time right now?
I don't know. It's rough moving back into the forest with the horses. That's why we left them in the first place.
Yeah. Um, Snap, I gotta think. Thinking out of character, would the cage be even be useful at this point now? Like, would the cage even be useful at this point now? I mean,
Well, you know it
the
has wheels. The cage has wheels.
oh,
Whether
uh,
that's useful to you or not is, well, like it's on the wagon. You bought a wagon to stick the cage on.
like, ah, let's take the cage. It'll make this trip a lot more faster.
All right.
And I have rope, so I could try strapping, the cage onto my horse, where he could, push it along with him.
No, yeah, it's got a harness for you to stick a horse on there.
Oh, okay. I do that then.
Yeah, so you can put them up. So you're gonna turn back around and go to get your friends.
Yes.
Okay,
Not
because
not trying to be fucked up, but we're trying to bring, a running corpse that's getting even more worse as it goes. Time goes by.
that's true. So you guys all go back and you start turning around as the rest of your team keeps pushing forwards. You guys are working really hard.
Yeah,
You
just
guys are
sweating, dude. Just
fucking
sweating really
sweating
hard.
all day pulling. Bistro,
Oh
your
my
legs
gosh.
are burning like they've never burnt before.
Yep.
You're pulling and pulling, and you're starting to get like a rope burn on your waist, where like even through your clothes, just
Can
from
I
the touch.
use armor, mage armor, to prevent that from happening?
That's not really what mage armor does,
Ha,
but
I'm okay.
I mean, protects, doesn't it? No, I
yeah,
mean,
Balor's okay. Yeah, from like bludgeoning damage. This is
uh,
it's like
no.
like if you're wearing a watch that's too tight or a belt that's too tight or whatever, like you're putting a lot of weight onto this one area of your
Uh huh.
consistently for hours and hours. It doesn't like
Right.
hurt,
Right.
but you're getting very sore just as
Okay,
time
that's
goes
fine.
on, and it's real bad.
Right.
All right, you guys push on, push forwards.
That's not what I want to do. How the fuck do I close this thing? Sorry.
That's a
Uh,
long
there's
ass fucking.
there's a big X at the top right of your monitor. Go
No,
click on
not
that.
that. I'm trying to close this. Like, if you look at my sheet,
Uh huh.
you know how it has research here, and then under it, it's pack magic. How do I close that? Like the other ones.
I just go to where the
Oh, there.
fucking.
How did you do that?
So if you just press like where the words are,
Yeah.
it'll open and close it.
Yeah, yeah. But
If you
it
press where the
didn't.
gear is, the gear
Oh, it was the
opens this
gear.
different.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
was
I was
gonna
like,
tell
what
you
the
that.
that's okay.
Yeah. So
That's
you
fine.
could just press, whatever, just click them.
Yeah, yeah, that's what's good.
Or if you want to put them in the chat, you press the little bubble and
Yeah.
see.
Yeah,
There you
sorry
go.
about that.
At least
No
I,
problem.
get to learn a little something about warlocks.
Yep.
Yeah.
True. That's meta knowledge. Everybody ignore this. All right, yeah. You guys are all working hard. Valor, you're working hard, but you're like totally fine. Like you would do this for fun anyway. Like you're cool. uh Baron, you're also working hard, but you're more capable. You're no stranger to, carrying some heavy things every once in a while, right? In the forest.
Right.
By the way, I don't know if Tiala
Yep.
ever picks up on it. Shadowmere does, leave like faint prints of, shadow on the floor, but it doesn't last for
Okay.
very long. It
Okay.
disappears like in after a second.
All right. Noted. Uh do you want to give a perception check to see if she noticed?
Sure.
Or are you just
I,
letting me know?
I'm letting you know, but now that you mention it, I kind of want to look over my shoulder to see if she actually noticed or not.
Okay, go for it.
Perception, perception.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Oh ho ho.
good.
All right, let me give you one of these. Here you go.
Thanks. Don't know what it is.
Oh shit. Okay, you get a fortuitous circumstance.
Ooh, what is that?
So just whenever you pick, you get a lucky situation. So this is kind of like pretty open-ended. You could just be like, "Oh, hey, we get assistance because I know a dude that blah." Like you can just make something up in the world.
Oh,
That one was Vistra. This one was also Zavala, right? All right, here we go. So you just get like a lucky break at some point if you'd like.
ooh, nice. Okay. So, does she notice every once in a while?
She definitely does. As you're like, looking sideways at her, just sideways glances, just trying to see if she's picking up on it. As she's moving, um, is very open and like watching for trails and all kinds of things. And you do notice that every once in a while, she does just like stop and kind of like stare, despite herself, at your horse. And this kind of weird, sh like she just looks confused as she's looking at it. She is with your horse, but she's not telling you anything about it, and it's very obvious that she's like trying to
I
her
kind of,
confusion and her interest from you.
I kind of chuckle to myself a bit.
She kind of blushes a little bit embarrassed and then goes back, pretending to keep watch for threats and things. All right. So you guys continuing on, spend an entire day again. Now working very hard going back into the.
Yeah.
You guys travel literally all day again and make it back to where you had slept the first night before finding all of your team members. Like essentially moving at a quarter of your speed. Even with how hard it is for you to move, they're just having that hard of a time that you've made it most of the way back with the cage before they've even like arrived. So you guys meet much less than halfway.
Nice. Nice.
Less work for us, I guess.
Is there a princess right there?
It looks like it.
Hey, before she approaches us, what we
Mm.
gonna tell her about the Chimera?
Um. Oh, about the wings, you mean? And the
Just
meat?
Yeah.
just so you guys know, just to throw a little more salt, just add a little more salt. I'm a bit of high spirits now. I'm like smiling. Like not as down as I was last time.
Oh fuck yeah, we're gonna play some Rocket League.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah.
And then the end
Totally.
of the night is complete 180.
Um. Okay, so we see you were happier, I guess, and I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna tell Brune, you know what? She seems happier. Maybe it's not a bad time to actually tell her. And she's gonna find out eventually, right?
Can you tell her?
I guess I'll tell her.
This again?
Thank you.
Brute, afraid of confrontation.
Um,
Something
right.
we learn about Brew now.
Yeah,
Alright,
dude.
seeing Zavala coming, I say, "Hey, Zavala, um, you seem to be feeling better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good, because I want to talk to you about something. Um, if you were to come, yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna say, if you were to come over here and take her to the to the Chimera, and then
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of open it up, show it to her. As you can see here, and as I'm saying this, you're seeing the wings are on top of the Chimera rather than like on the sides of it.
Thaumaturgy. Thaumaturgy. Eyes and shadowy aura.
Okay.
Basically, I'm telling you, I'm pissed off.
Then the meat.
And then yeah, and then while you see that, I'm kind of getting pissed off, and then I'm gonna point to the spot that the meat is missing, and then there's this pointing at it.
Pointing at what?
Uh, the spot that is like missing the meat. It's like a little empty spot within the front of the body. You know, um, basically you can see like almost like a hole. Um, so I say yeah, there's this as well. I figured I should just tell you so you won't get you know surprised later on.
Let me do something real quick. I'm just marking a timeline. It's for me. It's not for
Mm,
you guys. Okay.
of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So.
get behind Barry.
Oh,
Protect me.
like I told you, like my hands are kind of like rubbing my head. You know.
Mhm.
I'm like I told you to not leave it, leave it intact. I asked for one thing, and I start getting teary eyed. Like I, I thought I could trust you guys, and I asked only one thing, and I try to deliver this trust from you, you guys, You can't even do one thing I asked. It's nothing difficult. You could have waited. You could have
I
fucking
mean,
waited.
yeah, it was an accident to be fair. The wings, I mean.
And then, like a hawk, I go to Balor. Like my eyes just like try to meet Balor
How do you know it was Malor? He never said that.
because
Yeah.
he made me a promise.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
I don't know he did it. I assume
Okay.
you did it because you're trying to cut it up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But Balor was supposed to be guarding it,
All right. I'm just
and
gonna stand there.
you.
Oh crap.
Start walking towards him. Like, are you are you blocking me from him, Barian?
Wink, wink.
Uh, Now it was an honest mistake here, Zavala.
I'm scared.
Like, honest mistake. I looked him in the eye. He told me he will guard the fucking corpse of the Chimera. One simple thing I asked. I didn't ask for anything else. One simple thing. And I am crying a bit. Like, I didn't ask for much. I tried to put some trust into him. I tried to put some trust into all of you. Sometimes you guys disappointed me. I understand disappointment is to be expected. But this is just too much. It's like
Yeah, but
it's like Batter.
when it's yeah, when it's Balor,
What do you have to say for yourself, Batter? Um,
Want to hear a funny story?
dead serious face.
Can I see that smile again? I take that as a no. So I had to use the restroom, and when I came back, the wings just fell off. I guess.
Roll deception.
Are you gonna roll deception?
I don't know.
Okay.
You want me to roll it?
Because
It's up to you guys.
if you roll it, I'm rolling insight.
These are my inspiration.
Okay. Sure. Go ahead and roll deception with advantage.
Oh, I am
That's pretty
using
good.
my inspiration to
Oh,
inside to
okay.
check. Inside check him.
Go for it. Oh, ho,
Oh
ho.
boy.
Brute is lying through his teeth. There is no way somebody could have done that behind his back.
I asked you to guard it, and you proven that you couldn't even do a simple task. I I don't know what to say. Just get the fucking camera in the cage. Don't talk to me. Just get it done.
But we're family.
Don't talk
Ah,
to me.
God damn it.
And I walk back, and I start crying next to my horse, like hands, my head on top of my hands on my horse.
I say to myself in dragnetic language, I
Draconic.
gotta earn her. I gotta earn her trust again.
So
Okay.
just so you know, be happy it's not Vimple. Vimple will probably want to try to kill you.
Wow, dude. Okay.
Hey, Vimple is cold-hearted.
Bimbo Savage.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember I killed a wolf in front of Barian.
I remember
Oh
that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty savage.
Dick move, dude.
I made a 180 okay with his character. Not savage as much.
Not really a 180. There's still a lot of disappointment.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm trying to improve with this character.
All right. You guys feel bad. You definitely let Zavala down. All right. So at this point, Tiala's like, so mission accomplished.
Yay!
All right. Yeah, you guys just get everything set up. Valor, you do the majority of the lifting to get the camera back up into the cage before you all start again on the hard, but luckily for you guys, not as hard trek back to Carvaville.
I try to
Or
talk to
Crowtrat.
Zavala.
Crowtrat. It's not
Wait,
Carvaville. You're going
by
to
the way,
Capitals.
did you guys get the horses back or not? Anyway. Or you just took the cage and that was it?
You forgot that's a
Asking character. Asking character.
Okay, sure. Okay. Well, do I see the horses? I guess I mean, yeah, we've seen the horses if they were there.
You do not see the horses.
All right, I don't see the horses, so I guess I'll just say, guys, just quick question: what happened to the horses?
not even responding.
I'm just waiting. Um, well, I guess I see you not responding. I say, Tiala, did you guys happen to see the horses?
She she turns. She goes. I think you should talk about this with your friend here. And then she dashes off into the.
Um, well, Zavala doesn't want to answer me. I'm just gonna let it go for now. So she calms down a little bit and then ask her again.
Like every once in a while, I'm talking, but I'm talking in Inferno, and I don't know if you noticed, but I'm talking like to the horse. I don't know if you noticed though.
Um, well,
No, you guys
no,
probably
probably.
don't notice. Or actually, Vistra, do you speak Infernal?
No, I speak
You
speak
speak Abyssal, right?
abyssal, yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Valor's trying to talk to the princess.
All right.
They're like, princess. Come on, stop ignoring me.
Silence.
Come on, what can I do to make up to you?
Silence.
Come on, next time we have a mission, it will go perfectly, okay?
Thaumaturgy. Shadow Golem.
Come on, princess. Anything but the silent treatment. It kills Valor every bit.
I'm gonna use one of my spell slots,
Okay.
and I'm gonna place it a little bit ahead of batter, but not too far ahead.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna cast Darkness.
Okay. How far ahead? Because he might still be inside of the thing.
Um, I want Darkness like to be like 10 feet away from him, for that way he still reaches like the edges of darkness, like ahead of him.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, because it says like
10
it
feet
feels.
ahead of him.
Because it
It's
says if
15 feet of darkness.
yeah.
So you definitely would. Here we go. So this is the range.
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna have Brood be like right on the inside there. All right, so Brood, as you're trying to talk to Zavala, just all of a sudden everything goes pitch black. You can't see a thing in front of you.
Oh, god damn it. This is the worst shit ever.
As you're saying that, walking forward, you slam headfirst
Oh, god.
Into what?
into a tree.
Uh,
Uh, can I? I'm gonna take out the gem of brightness and use one of the, the gem.
All right,
Does that work
you
in the darkness or no?
you
Gotta
take
read
out the
the
gem of
description.
brightness. You which command word are you saying?
Uh,
Just the first one, just light.
yeah, just light.
All right, you pull it out. You speak the word, and just for a second, you see like just a little hint of light, almost like a strobe effect. Like you get the first flash before the light is just eaten up and absorbed by the darkness.
Uh, can I step out?
Where are you stepping to?
I'm trying to get out the darkness.
Roll
Yeah,
d6.
which direction are you going? You have no idea. It's just dark all around that you can see.
I go to the right.
You
I
just
guess.
turn right and start walking.
Yeah.
All right, you try to turn a direction. Blame, you hit face first into another tree.
Another one.
Oh god.
As
At
I
this
keep.
point, you guys hear Brute bump and then yell and then bump again, and it's very obvious to all of you that Brute is stuck in this big dark circle. You can see the darkness forming all around, like absorbing everything in that vicinity. And you guys can't see Brute at all, but you know he's in there somewhere. All right,
I
nobody
have.
does anything. Brute, you're
Yeah.
suffering. You just slam into tree after.
After we're like 35 feet away, I'm gonna drop
Mhm.
darkness.
All right, and then all of a sudden, Brute, everything comes back to life. You are facing literally the entirely wrong direction, and you were just about to smack into another tree.
Oh,
Oh shit. I just noticed concentration up to 10 minutes.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Oh man, if I didn't drop it, who
Nope. You were
knows?
gonna keep that going for a while.
Yeah. Cuz I didn't want to leave him behind completely.
Brute, you managed to turn around. Still confused, you get your bearings and see all of your friends continuing walking, seemingly not caring that you were stuck in dark for a good, like, 20, 30 seconds. Just making their way along in the forest.
bastards just left me behind.
Everybody's moving. Barian and Tiala, after she does rejoin you guys again, and moving now totally free of her, having a good time walking in the forest. Zavala still looks angry, but she's not frustrated of having trouble moving, but definitely Shadowmere is. Shadowmere's having a rough time of it. And also Vistra's short, like the grass is almost like up to her waist as she's trying to sift through everything, move through the sea of green back to where you guys came from. So you guys all just keep traveling?
Yeah.
Um
That was my plan.
guess I want to do two things.
Okay.
I just want to drop like at least five lay on hands on Shadowmere,
Okay.
and I don't know after we pass like I'm sorry, 100 feet or so.
Hmm.
I'm gonna just use one divine sense just for funsies.
Okay, you're gonna go and try to find whatchamacallits?
Give me. Let me put it here. Oh,
Yeah, put it in the chat. Press the button. There we go. Doo, 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 doo. All right, yeah. You sit and focus, and you do get um, one obvious ping. You know, it's Shadowmere right on. Uh,
oh yeah.
but then, other than that, as you're looking around and trying to sense, um, everything seems okay until you get one blip, one really big blip, just for a second, and then it's gone again. Just like you had sensed before. Pretty much every time you've tried, you've gotten one big flash just for a second.
I stop because
Hmm.
I assume I'm controlling the carriage, right?
Yeah, you have Shadowmere harnessed up.
Yeah. I'm pretty much like like whoa,
Yep.
stop.
But with the course of the Chimera
Yeah.
right in the back, yeah,
I move back.
Shadowmere comes to a halt.
I telekinesis like talk to Shadowmere like keep an eye out.
Hmm.
Like there might be something. I move back 20, 20 to 15 feet back, and I use
Hmm.
divine sense one more time.
All right, you again sense Shadowmere, and everything seems okay. And then just for a little bit again, like you're paying attention, you do get a bit of a sense for it. It's just a flash, just a flicker.
It's, who's closest to me right now?
You guys are all pretty close. 60 feet is pretty long distance.
So would I know how far that blip was from me?
No, it's just a smell. Like, it's there.
A smell?
You know the location. I mean, it was pretty tough to tell just how. No, of any celestial fiend or undead. So you don't know the locations, but there's definitely some evil nearby. Like
I
Shadowmere.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, never mind. He probably is evil a little bit, but you got him under control,
Yeah,
being that he's your steed.
I'm still gonna go to whoever's closest to me. Be like pretty much to everybody, but like individually one by one. Be like keep an eye out of the rear and around, especially the rear. There's some evil presence following us, I think.
Are you talking to me, princess?
And I move on. Don't even respond back to him.
Damn.
Wait, how, like, okay. How far can it possibly be?
Um, they're pretty close.
Pretty
Maybe
close.
around 60 feet from us.
Oh, that close. Okay, it's pretty close. All right. I guess. Well, you're not seeing anything, right?
Can't see it. I just feel it.
Can't see. All right.
And
Okay.
let's keep on moving. And I go to Barian. Then I go to Tiala. Tell them the same thing. And Let's just move and keep a good look around and proceed on.
All right. Nobody wants to roll perception check.
Well,
I'll
I
do it.
thought like, well, yeah, I just assumed we weren't seeing it. Okay, I guess that's an option.
Or
Can
the
I do it?
ruffles just straight up said, "I can't see
Yeah,
it."
that's what I was like. Yeah, I wasn't
Yeah,
sure.
If you want to try,
I don't want
Yeah,
to
I'll
roll
try.
perception because
I
I'm
can give you
terrible.
your, I can give you what you see. You see your monitor.
I want to use my inspiration for this.
Go for it.
Ooh,
All right. You guys all looking around. You see. Okay, Bella, I'm just gonna ignore you because you're
Okay.
uh like Ballard, to you, everything looks normal, basically.
Okay.
Like you have no idea what Princess is talking about.
That's her
And
name,
For
my
man.
princess.
Official name.
god damn it.
for Ballard, yeah.
For Valor, yeah.
Uh, there you go. Vistra, you're looking around. You kind of like focus on the Chimera for a second, and you remember the roar from last night,
Mm-hmm.
and you just like you can't get it out of your head that,
That it can possibly be real.
but everything looking around here seems okay.
Hmm. I guess
Varian.
actually, well, actually, before you go, I'm
Mhm.
gonna, since that kind of came to my mind, I'm gonna say, hey guys, when I was keeping watch last night, I kind of started thinking about the battle and all that, and I kind of thought that I imagined like a roar, and I kind of assumed that it was just my imagination because I was thinking about the battle. But now that with this Zavala saying all this, it might have been like an actual roar. Just kind of want to put it out there to make sure you guys know too.
Roar.
Yeah, it might be nothing. Just
Right.
yeah.
Well, what's a roar have to do with us?
Oh, I don't know. I just remember that because I just saw the Chimera just now and kind of hearing what Zavala said. Um,
Right.
thought I thought just sharing, we share it.
That's odd. I can't think of any creature that would roar like hunting us, you know?
Right, right.
Unless it has something to do with the chimera, but that's my only guess. As I look at the chimera.
All right, now Daniel can go ahead.
Varian, you look around, you see Zavala's horse pulling the carriage. You see Tiala walking nearby, following you guys. Your friends, you see Balor, Vistra, Zavala herself. You see the Chimera in the cage. You look around, you see over here after, the Chimera having done its damage. The forest is starting to recover with small animals first, coming and exploring, just rooting through almost like a normal day, right? Like this part, this small section that you can see just seemingly untouched for just a moment. Nothing really looks out of the ordinary. Nothing's jumping out at you that seems dangerous in any remarkable way. To you, this is every other day walking.
Yeah, I don't see anything other than I don't see anything out of the ordinary other than us. Can't imagine what it might be.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, could it be invisible? It might be invisible, whatever's following us.
I'm
Maybe look for tracks and stuff. You know.
I'm being cautious and having my morning star at the ready.
Okay.
Yeah, because what I sensed was a strong evil presence, right?
Yeah, just for like a fraction of a second.
Yeah, so I'm just keeping that on the ready.
All right. Tiala kind of senses the change in emotion, the change in the atmosphere, and you see her as you guys, specifically Zavala, starts tightening up your grip on your weapon. She grabs her bow and just sets an arrow into it. She's not pulling it, but she's ready at a moment's notice, just trusting you guys.
If she makes eye contact with me, I just give her two fingers towards the eyes, and I point them towards us, our backs basically.
She'll she nods and then turns and looks behind her and doesn't see anything. She looks back to you, like a little bit confused again.
I nod at her, I'm like, and I kind of get a little paranoid.
She slowly starts moving up towards you, still like keeping an eye on all the surroundings. And she whispers to you, "Is this your horse telling you we're in danger?"
I whisper back, "This is not the same thing. I can control my horse, but this is different.
And she goes and
This is evil.
moves back away from
Keep
you and
cautious."
keeps an eye out. And you guys keep moving. Eventually, after another day's travel, you guys break free into the, well, not free, not completely, into the now open area of not super dense forest where you guys found the cage originally. And you can, like this is the area where you guys,
Left the cage, right?
you left the horses. You got the
Oh,
cage.
oh, sorry. Uh, okay. I uh, I keep my eyes on from where we came from,
Mm-hmm.
and I let them all know like, our your horses might have went that way, but there's 3 days from now. I don't know what happened during that time. Now, and I use divine sense again
Mm-hmm.
because I want to know if this presence is following us or not.
Okay. You sit and focus again. And again, Shadowmere shows up very obviously, very clearly. And this time, it's like immediate. You get the flash of the great evil, and then it's gone again, like nothing.
I get off the cart
Mm-hmm.
and start making my way like 10 feet away from like the thick edges of the dense edge of the forest.
Okay.
I used a couple things. Um,
Okay.
I'm gonna use thaumaturgy twice for the eyes and the shadowy aura,
Okay.
and one more time I will use and have my shield ready, my morning star in the other hand, basically taking
Mm-hmm.
like a stance, ready to fight, and I use divine sense again.
All right. You move 10 feet away.
10, 10 feet away from the thickness of the force.
Wait, do you want the divine sense to be outside of the?
Wait, what?
Are
Okay.
you just staying a bit out of the forest, or do you want your divine sense to be outside of the
No,
because you have a 60-foot range?
I'm gonna stay outside of the forest by 10 feet.
Okay, so 50 feet into the dark or into the dense forest you can sense.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to say dark there.
yeah, that's so cool.
All right. Yeah, you divine sense again, and the same feeling. It's almost like you ever just walk and you get like you're aware of your heartbeat. It's just that you get one quick, pulse.
And like, doo -doo.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of like, like hair kind of standing up from this. And what else do I have? Have that.
What are you guys doing as you see Savala go and
Because they see when I use
transform
divine sense,
herself
right?
again? They don't know what it is you're doing, but they see you almost like focus on your environment. You kind of like close your eyes and try to reach out to sense what's going on. So it's obvious to them you're doing something. They don't know.
Um,
So are you guys doing anything? Is
well, I'm just gonna look at Zavala and see, ask her, "Hey, Zavala, what are you doing over there?"
I'm like, and I whisper like, covering my mouth when I whisper to her, like,
mm-hmm.
like, I think we're being followed. Oh, sorry, I don't know why I'm whispering. I think we're being followed. Like,
Being being
Actual
followed.
roleplay.
I don't know. I got
Hmm.
into it right now. This caught me, okay? Like Story of the Otro Tumbas, you get into that shit.
All
Uh,
right.
What's okay? So you think you're being followed? Are
evil.
you like? Are you? It seems like you casting a spell.
I I can't see it, but it's evil. It's lurking, and it's always been 60 feet, or I think behind us.
That's very specific. Hmm.
And,
Mm,
and you
I,
see that, like, I'm trying to keep, like a strong, like trying to stay tough. But if you look at my right hand with the shield, like
uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
it's like twitching, just twitching a little.
Hmm.
Like
I
basically,
mean,
like in a what's it called, survival instincts, run or flight, fight or
Yeah.
flight.
right, right.
That's where my mindset's at right now.
I mean, well, it could be invisible. It could be like flying. You know. Um, but I mean, what can we
Uh,
do exactly?
am I still behind everyone?
Yes.
No. So I can't see. I mean, I can see this, but I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, you're 30 feet away from
Ooh.
everybody else, 40 feet away from Savala.
Uh, question. Um,
Yeah.
I want to use thaumaturgy, and I want to use ominous whispers, which is a thing I could do with it,
Ooh. Okay.
and I want to throw it out into the dense forest.
Okay.
And the whisper will be saying like I know you're out there, stay away, like don't come at us, be wary, etc. So basically, like kind of like threats and warnings.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Where do you have that? The whispers.
It's in
Oh, it's
thaumaturgy.
just in thaumaturgy?
Yeah, is like kind of in the middle. You will see the cry of
Oh,
ravens,
yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
All right, yeah, you can cast that forward. And oh wait, actually, I should read what the. Yeah, you guys all kind of hear as uh, Zavala sits and focuses. You see, or well, you see her focus, and then you start to hear slowly, quietly, the voices speaking, coming almost out of the trees all around you guys. Before they grow louder and louder, whispering, "Stay away! Don't come closer!" Like giving off some serious warning vibes to whatever's out there, but still creeping, the rest of you out just a little. As Zavala's really the only one seemingly that can sense or see this danger at all. You guys all look around, not knowing what's happening, and after a minute, there's seemingly no change in the area around you.
I'm like, let's go.
Let's do that.
I am super cautious right now. I'm not even riding the horse. I let somebody else ride it and just keep my eyes on the back of us because that's where apparently it's always is.
Yeah, it's hard to tell the location, but yeah, as you've been moving, it's somewhere within 60 feet.
It could be like right behind you, dude. Ooh, spooky.
That's the problem. I wouldn't
We're
know if
no.
it does or not.
This is like an intense. You ever? Oh, I'm trying to think of something to compare this to.
Ghost stories.
Yeah, kind of like like a sound. You can tell, if it's in front of you or behind. But yeah, kind of like with a ghost, right? You just get that feeling. You get the chills on the back of your neck. You get your hair standing up, and you have no idea, where exactly it could be, but just something about it is spooking you out. Now that you're looking for it.
Not me, right?
Yeah, definitely behind you. You can see all of your companions that you've been traveling with. You see Tiala and
I'll
Barian
change the
closer to the.
music, but
Go for it.
Oh, sorry.
You see, you see Tiala and Barian very much the closest ones to you as they can move easily in the forest.
Oops.
They're like right behind you the whole time. And then Vistra kind of slowly trudging her way up with Balor bringing up the rear.
Basically, like the guy on the street always looking over your shoulder, like
Mm-hmm.
paranoid. That's what I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing.
All right. And you guys continue along. You guys travel again for another day. Uh, or no, you're not traveling. You're trying to find your horses now.
Well, I let them know
and
where they was at. I don't know if they want to pursue that.
yeah, I thought I just assumed they were doing that. I
You know how
mean,
much? You know how much
better
those
that
horses
one.
cost?
Yeah, exactly.
There
Cheap, bro.
you go. So you guys will um, make your way out across the forest. Back trying to follow the trail of your horses, and with you pointing the way again,
Oh, what the
and
hell?
Tiala,
Why is Red Bull?
Just put it back in again.
what'd you do?
I just put a music, it didn't play it though.
No, don't worry. Just put it back in again.
It takes a second sometimes.
Oh
No,
no, I
but
got kicked though.
yeah, Redbot just log out of the channel.
No, that happens when people don't put anything up
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I put.
because he's online.
Let's try this.
Redbud is
Fucking
not joining
ruffles.
the Redbud is not joining the Discord,
You
the
might have
chat.
to stop it.
Bro, he's up. The login successful.
Yeah, but he's not like actually joining
Alright,
the
alright,
voice
Yeah.
chat.
alright, fine.
My immersion.
I don't know about you,
God damn it,
Daniel.
Redbot.
I don't know
Huh?
about you, Daniel, but you did awesome right now. Like
Oh, thank you.
you kind of hit my juice. I like this type of shit.
I hate your juice. Okay. It's a little bit creepy, but
Look, like
cool.
I like like horror story. Like have you ever seen a story ghost stories basically? Like on the
They got that new Scary Stories
Yeah, they did the movie.
movie.
Yeah.
yeah, like I like
I
those
read
type
the
of
book.
I like those type of shows. Like they're
Okay.
really good. Like the realistic ones, not the ones that
Mm-hmm.
they put in movies, not those. They're like whatever.
Got you. Alright, Redbot should be back up
I
again.
just put a play
You
again.
wanna try? Yeah.
There you
Horror ambient mix.
go.
Nice.
Yep.
Alright, you guys Tiala again, going and tracking the rest of the horses. You manage to make your way before uh manage to make your way traveling back from where you came, finding a few stray bits here and there that Tiala apparently says mark the way that your horses have gone. And horses move a lot faster than you guys. And you definitely see as you're kind of following the tracks, the initial few trails that she finds very quickly are all really close. And you get the sense you remember that Shadowmere told you he was trying to keep them corralled in the same area. And then as she's looking around, there are a few different kind of branching paths out where could be different ways that they had traveled. And you're not even sure if they've all gone the same kind of direction or moved and come back and again. So Tiana spends a little while. Hang on. This is my first roll of the day, guys. God damn, this is spooky.
I mean,
Spooky fucking music. Alright, alright. She narrows it down to a few different paths. Probably could have gone. One of them does lead back deeper into the forest from where you just came. And another one leads out to where it might be easier for the horses to move. But it's kind of hard to say which way they had gone.
oh damn, I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind. I didn't take a long rest, so yet, so I can't do that yet. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Sorry.
So just follow Tiana, I guess.
There's two paths. Which way do you want to go?
Uh, doesn't matter,
Deeper
I guess.
into the forest or further out?
What do you guys think?
Well, I'm way behind, so
I have no idea.
I vote for deeper into the forest.
Then I
I
guess that's where we'll go.
I just agree with whatever you guys says and just you know frantically keeping my eyes on the back of us.
Okay. As you guys start moving further into the forest, you look behind you and everything looks normal. And Tiala kind of now is almost seems like she's ignoring your warnings and is going by.
And she's what?
Nothing. She's kind of disregarding your. Damn, my internet is shit right now. I can feel it. She's kind of ignoring your warnings again, about the danger. Like, she's definitely aware of what you were saying. But after a few, hours of traveling with nothing happening, um, it seems like she's focusing more on the task at hand than whatever you seem to be afraid of. I can feel my Discord fucking up. So you guys move further into the forest as it gets later and later. You see the sun start to go down as you head back in, and the trees start to block in and get closer and closer to each other, letting less and less light come back out and emerge. As you guys are moving in, Tiala follows the trail, and as she's moving, she starts to pick up speed a bit. And she turns around and says, "Come on, the trail is moving further along now. Like, it looks like are sprinting from
Okay.
whatever it is, from whatever's in here."
Um,
And she points out to you guys the spots where, they've made mad dashes across and even brushed up against, bumped into trees, torn through bushes. It looks like they were afraid of something.
I mean, it could be just wild animals. I mean, don't have to be necessarily evil.
as
Um,
she says that, I'm like really, really like kind of. I'm not trying to show I'm frightened, but like body language wise, it shows. And I'm
Tiala,
yeah.
huh?
No, I was like I'm considering using like I'm holding onto my amulet and thinking about using my divine sense, but I'm holding it back just in case because it's my last one.
Okay. You guys follow closer and closer as Tiala just starts going faster as she's yelling out, "We're getting closer, we're getting closer." These are more fresh. And to you guys, especially Brood, it's really hard. And the trees getting closer and closer,
I try to stay.
blocking out more and more light.
I try to stay as closest to y'all as I can
Okay, yeah.
because I fear that she might fall into something.
She's moving forwards and forwards, and it's getting harder. You're moving deeper into not only is the light being, but the trees and the bushes are creating obstacles for you once again. As you're working and pushing, now on your feet, you said you're not riding Shadowmere anymore. Now on
right.
your feet, you can really feel like the ground start to stick up and the grass and the brushes and the trees just stick to you, almost like they're grabbing onto you. Tiala moves faster and faster through the forest,
I'm
seemingly only burying.
I'm like slow down, Tiana. Don't leave us behind.
She turns and says, "But we're so close. They're almost there. We're going to catch them. Come on, it's right here." As she runs and runs faster.
Oh, I'm so tempted right now.
I think we're gonna call it, guys.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Okay, before we
Yeah.
call it, let me use
Uh,
my last divine sense.
no, I'm gonna call it here.
Okay, I'll use it next time.
Use it
You
next
can
time.
use
Yeah.
it next time.
Oh god, man. Dude,
GG's, boys.
dude, this is my shit right now.
That's good.
This horror shit, I like it.
Nice, nice. The cards, I think I'm gonna keep them for you guys today, and we'll pick them up next time. You guys rolled a lot of ones, so that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh. You know, I felt
Man.
like if you look at it like on the big, the big strokes of what happened, not a lot happened today, but I feel like a lot of micro things going on.
Hmm.
Yeah. Little
Good
stepping
moments.
stones for the next time.
Oh yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
setup. A
See,
lot of setup.
I thought this was gonna be like, okay, we got a deck cartridge, let's bring it back. And I figured I didn't think anything else was gonna ever happen, like on our way back. So I figured like I haven't used my divine sense as often. I might as well just use it this once, I guess.
Hmm.
And then you're like, I sent something. Like what?
Yeah,
And they're like, I gotta double check just to be sure, because it might have been just me, right? And they're like, yeah, you sense it. Like shit.
you definitely sense something, dude.
And then I got paranoid. I got paranoid all the way.
It happens. It happens. But now you guys, you know something's up now, where maybe you weren't so keen before.
We're gonna have a spooky episode or session next time.
It's already spooky for me, man.
Yeah, I know. No, I mean, it's like from the beginning, spooky, not halfway through.
Well, I don't know. I think I'm like so behind.
You're just
You're
all
so
like, yeah,
behind.
you're just all
You're like
clueless. Every,
you're like half blind, running through the
yeah,
dark forest.
you're just like as a volunteer, just shitting yourself. You're just like, oh, what's going on?
Like during my whole silent treatment, I break the silent treatment because I felt, like a presence. That would have been the biggest hint to you, man.
Yeah,
That shit doesn't feel right.
yeah. Next time, I might suggest you use your gem of brightness. It's getting too dark.
Oh yeah.
He forgot about it. He used it once and then he forgot.
I thought you used it twice.
No,
I
just
used
when
it
he did
once.
this.